Today on techgooch, we're going to talk about something that I've now personally fully experienced. That is the COVID-19 vaccine. Hey guys, welcome back to techgooch. Today I wanted to take a dive into something that's not as, I guess, techno-lovely electronic-wise, but a lot of technology obviously went into all these COVID-19 vaccines that are out on the market today. Specifically, the one that I actually have personal now experience with after 2 shots is the Pfizer-BioNTech Vaccine. I got my first shot, and then yesterday, literally like 16 hours ago, I got my second shot. So I'm 16 hours past when I received the shot, and I wanted to go over my experience from the first shot as well as from the second shot, because I feel like now, 16 hours later, I'm actually coming out of the darker period of where I was feeling, and it wasn't bad. It's just, I understand everybody feels differently, but I definitely had a larger reaction the second shot than on the first shot. So this is going to be a fairly quick video, but I do want to talk about it a little bit because there's a lot of things going out there about these shots. A lot of conspiracy theories about them, a lot of people not taking them or questioning whether or not to take them. I did a lot of my own research. This is going back mid-2020, and when they were working on, here in the United States at least, when we had our whole Project Warp Speed going on. I did a lot of research, a lot of actually studying into not only the companies that were working on vaccines and how they were doing their trials and everything like that, all the clinical trials. Watched a lot of interviews with people that were involved with it, not only the scientists, but also the people that are just kind of oversee things. And I do that just to make myself confident on things. Now, I remember I was born in 1982, so that dates me. But, when I grew up, there was no, at least from my point of view as a child, there was really no question. I got shots, as I was growing up. I remember specifically going to the doctor, getting my shots. Not a very pleasurable experience. It's actually kind of probably one of the things that why I have a little higher fear of needles now is because of how many shots you got when you were a kid. But at the same time, it was a necessity. And people didn't really question it because it was a born necessity to make sure that we were a healthy nation. Things have grown to a lot of crazy ideas over the last at least the last couple of decades. And we have a lot of anti-vaxxers out there, things like that. And look, everybody has their own decision and their own right to choose however they do themselves and whichever. However, that said, after all the research I did, before they even authorized them here in the United States, I was 100% on board that, hey, as soon as this, at least in the 2 that I really did most of my research in, which was the BioNTech or the Pfizer and the Moderna, those 2 specifically, I was 100% on board with. Either of those, as soon as it's available to me, I was willing to take it. Now, of course, there is the Johnson & Johnson, there's the AstraZeneca. I didn't do as much research in those, but a lot of the early things coming out, it was, well, if it's offered to me, I definitely would take that over contracting COVID. I really would. No doubt, no question. And of course, now they paused Johnson & Johnson, and they did a pause, at least over in Europe, on the AstraZeneca because of the blood clotting stuff, but the minuscule amount of possibility that are actually happening to you, I would still probably take it, no problem. Now, of course, I already have the Pfizer. I wasn't given an option when I went to do it. I did it through my employer, and we all got vaccinated, or at least the people that wanted to get vaccinated got vaccinated, and I was 100% on board. I was actually, I think, the only person that I know in my direct working group that I was 100% on board, no questions asked, because I wanted it, no matter what. And it makes you feel safe. I don't work in an office setting. I could not work at home. I have been in the field throughout the entire COVID area. If you watch this channel, I've been on a couple of trips during COVID, trying to do as safe thing as possible, but I didn't want to stop my life. And I've done several mask reviews and stuff. But to get down to it, my experience with the COVID-19 vaccine, first, I highly recommend taking it. So first shot, left arm, got the shot. give or take about 12 hours after I got the shot, maybe a little less, 8 to 10 hours, I started getting a little bit of pain in the arm, just mild pain. I could attribute it to similar to a tetanus shot, but not quite as painful as a tetanus shot, at least in my personal experience. The next morning I woke up, my arm was definitely more sore, not just pinpoint, kind of in the broad range. Not sore enough that I couldn't lean against it or sleep on it. It was just sore, and if I moved my arm, I could feel it. I worked during that day. I was doing a lot of things with my arms. By midday, that pain was basically almost gone. By afternoon, it was gone, and I was back to 100% normal. So first shot, mild pain in the arm, that was about it. And definitely less than a tetanus shot. So pretty quick and easy. The shot as well, the needle that they use, really, really fine needle, went in with almost no feeling at all. I mean, I could maybe feel them just kind of push something into my arm, but I couldn't tell you that, oh yeah, it was a needle going into my arm. No pain at all. So that was awesome. Second shot, which I had yesterday, got in the arm, exact same experience, exact same no feeling when it was done. I sat down, and each time you receive the shot, at least where I had it done, they had you sit down for 15 minutes just to make sure you didn't have a severe allergic reaction. Same thing, no reaction. Went home. Again, about 12 hours later, 10, 12 hours later, a little bit of pain in the arm. Exact same feeling that I got on after the first shot. However, about 14 hours after the shot, which is about 1 a.m. in the morning, I woke up. I could definitely tell that I had the easiest way I could describe it is I felt as if I may be coming down with a cold. That's probably the best way I could possibly describe it. But I woke up from it. Now I do have nasal polyps in my nose, which during the night clogs up. So I'm up and down a lot during the night, just blowing my nose and clearing my passages out, so at least I can breathe decently. You probably have heard this over the course of my videos over the last 10 years. I'm very nasally on certain days. That said, this was definitely not that. I woke up because I was a little more fatigued. Definitely just I couldn't kind of get back to sleep. I was kind of restless because everything just kind of just felt bleh. I didn't feel bad. I just felt ugh. It took probably a good 45 minutes to an hour to get back to sleep. When I woke up, I definitely felt the fatigue. Even though I was awake, I had fatigue. I had a cup of coffee, took a nice hot shower, which usually helps when I'm sick and stuff. But in all reality, it was fatigue and soreness is the best way I could describe it. It felt like I was coming the next day or so, I'm probably going to be sick. That's what it felt like. That's the best way I could describe it. I drank some orange juice, had some coffee, lived my life as normal, but thankfully it was a Saturday, and I was able to relax. I felt like I definitely could sleep, but I'm not a napper. I don't really sleep during the day unless I really need to. And, I just kind of kept going with it. Right now, we are officially, 24... plus about 30 hours after my shot. And yeah, in all reality, I feel good. I definitely still have a little bit of tenderness in the arm. I definitely feel a little fatigued, not as bad as I did 5-6 hours ago. I'm feeling better. So I'm over the hump, and I'm getting back to normal. I really wanted to shoot more videos today, but because of the fatigue and all this, I just didn't want to even come downstairs to do my videos. But that said, that's as bad as this. My fever, and I did get a slight fever. I'm typically in the 97 range for my temperature, low 97s to mid 97s. I got 98.9 was the highest that I hit, that I at least measured myself. And when I closed my eyes, I could feel a little... not burning, but you can feel the heat, when you have that fever with those specific areas, you feel it more. It was a very, very slight fever in my case. So, but that goes with the aches and everything else. So that's over with. I'm back to normal for temperature. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling more energized. I'm kind of coming out of the funk, and I'm hoping tomorrow I'm back to 100% normal, if not hopefully tonight, I guess. Yeah, last time after the first shot, the arm pain, once everything settled down, kind of went away fast. This one obviously has lasted longer, but nothing terrible. So if you are on the fence of whether or not to get the vaccine or not get the vaccine, get the vaccine. The only way that we're going to come out of this is to vaccinate as many people as humanly possible. That is literally the only way. And there's a lot of people out there that, you know what, I'm not going to get the vaccine, and plenty of other people will get the vaccine. We're not going to stop mutations unless we stop people from getting sick. If we can, only way right now that we can stop people from getting sick is to get vaccinated. Quite literally, if we want to go back to normal, people have to get vaccinated. So I am 100% on board with getting as many people vaccinated as possible. I did it myself. I wanted to get it as early as possible, but at the same time, I wasn't in the extreme high risk category. I was in the risk category just for my job because I had to be out in the field all the time. There was no way for me not to be in the field. And I'm in an industry that I work in hospitals, I work in everything, so it's nice to finally be vaccinated. It really is. And now everybody, pretty much in most states it seems, vaccinations are open, ready to go. If you're on the fence, in all reality, it's not something to be scared about. It's similar to the other vaccinations that you've probably had earlier in life. Just do it. Because the alternative is a more risky option than the vaccination. So, in all reality, in my opinion, this is an opinion-based thing, get the shot. That's as simple as it is. So, thank you for watching. I will be back with more original programming here soon. Vaccinate. Be healthy. See you soon.